Talk here with John with Heavyset Knife Co.
What do you
These
say, brother?
days, yeah. We got a few topics to discuss, a couple announcements to make, and everything like that. I'm out here at my little bushcraft camp here. We were kind of working on it some. It kind of fell into a little bit of state of disrepair. Actually, I'll just kind of get out of here and kind of show you.
Yeah,
Uh,
give us a view.
so I had two tarps going with like an A-frame, and so like that's what we had. But with ice and snow and wind and everything like that, it kind of like totally screwed up our entire shelter here. So
I
we've been
see that exterior wall out there from where the
yeah,
other tarp went down.
and so we started cleaning up the walls and cleaning up a lot of the brush and stuff like that. And so the other tarp is completely unusable now. So we're gonna have to go get another tarp, and I think we're gonna try to set it up a little differently so it's easier to like get in and out of and stuff. But
Yeah, you need to take a, after the kid and everything, when you got some time this summer, you should maybe even one of these times when I get down that way, put a hard top on that roof. Put a roof on it.
hey, the Steel Mindset has hopped in. Good to have you here. Yeah, I would like to do like what I would like to try to do eventually is do like a full cabin build. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever watched TA Outdoors. I've always admired his channel, and him and his dad.
No.
His dad's pretty old, but his dad and him will build like cabins and forts and stuff out in the woods, and they're like pretty nice, honestly. And that's what I would like to eventually do on my channel is like build like a little fort out here. So when the armies of Babylon comes and starts hunting down the God fearing Christian men, and I have like a secondary base of operations or something that I can like retake back my property or something.
Hey, man, you never know.
You
So
never know.
it's a you need. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. You need a retreat, a safety spot. You need that retrieval spot so you can grab your people and retreat to your safety spot.
Yeah, and I
It's
think
just
one of the things
smart.
that a lot of people don't really think about too is, you can have all the guns, gear, and gadgets and everything like that, but if you don't got people to work with, then it doesn't really do you a whole lot of good. One guy ain't gonna be able to. One guy has to sleep and eat and shit at some point. So I mean,
Well, that's why I always tell my dad. Sometimes when he doesn't feel like going down to the range to get some time on that new rifle,
yeah,
I always tell him it's just important. You know.
yeah. What rifle you hook yourself up with? I think he bought them. You just got to grab. You just grabbed a couple PSAs, didn't you?
Yeah, the PSA, 1/7 nitride 5.56 NATO M16 with the fixed front sight, and it came with
Good
like some
rifle. Good
dude.
rifle.
It's so far, man. I threw a Trigicon on it, and I think it's ready to go. But that's
Yeah.
me.
I
I've
mean,
only
good to
put
go.
500 rounds.
Buy you a good chest rig and a bunch
Right.
of mags and ammo, and good to go.
Well, and that's what's funny is I need
This
some
guy's
dude.
getting blocked real quick.
Oh God, why do these people do this? Like the Bonner. What are you doing, dude? Do you have nothing better to do on a Sunday than go spend it with your family? Go to church, go to a diner and get some breakfast with your brother. What the
Well, I
hell are
try
you
to be
doing?
like cool with everybody, but like
But what are you doing? Yeah.
some people you can't be cool with because they're just so like degenerate and stupid. And then you can't like have a conversation with somebody like that because it's like playing chess with a pigeon and they're just gonna like shit all over the chessboard and still think that they won somehow. So it's like,
Dude, I have never heard that expression. That I am gonna use that. Trying to play chess with a pigeon and they just shit all over the place. What a
yeah.
great line.
But then they still act like they won. Like they'll still strut around like, like they. I'm pretty sure Vladimir Obama with that. Yeah, I think that was actually Vladimir Putin uh, phrase, if I recall right now that I think about it. But we
Well,
also got a
he gets a
Sasquatch
pass.
shot in here. He says when he gets the funds, he's gonna buy one of my knife or one of our knives. I don't know if he's talking about your knives or one of my knives,
Mm.
but
Well, yeah, it is funny. We both technically have knives. You know,
yeah.
just while I'm sitting here, right? I put some oil on this handle, and this is one of the knives that I really liked and admired in 3V that Alan made when I was down there. And
Yeah.
I keep it in the dresser drawer right here, and it's like my desk knife because I don't have a sheath made for it yet. And I just think it's a really cool piece. It's got that leather micarta with
Yeah,
white
the
liners.
Calcarda on it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna end up having to buy another Hunter ZDC. So I got two Hunter ZDCs now. I got one in Crewwear and one in ADCRV2. But I really want one in his AEBL because I've been using his Minuteman and AEBL with Dynalux scales. I really like it, and honestly, I like his AEBL. I think I like his AEBL more than Crewwear, which is kind of weird because a lot of the like knife people on interweb really hypes up Crewwear,
they
and
really do. But I don't like
and
the rust factor. Yeah.
well, my thing is the more I use Crewwear, the more I don't really like it, and it's not even so much of like the rust thing because I like ADCRV2. It's just like I don't know. There's just something about Crewwear I'm not a big fan of. And
Well, it's interesting because they started throwing it in major folders, like Benchmade started using it on folders and stuff. And I always said to myself, like, if it's going to be a small, slicey, more slicey, thin daily carry item that's going to have sweat on it all the time and stuff, like a big belt knife, larger belt knife, 5 inches and up, it makes more sense to me. It's a very hard use steel. It's got good edge retention and toughness. And I don't take care of my folders. It's always the opposite of what people think. When I have a big fixed blade on my hip, that thing gets a lot more attention to detail as far as not leaving moisture on it. But the folder just stays in my pocket and gets all crusty
yeah,
and moist and crappy.
dude, I'll be honest. Like, I have a few folders that I like to carry on a regular basis, and the three that probably sees the most pocket time is my Demco little shark cub here. I really like it. The Spyderco little Para 3 that I traded for you for. That one gets a decent amount of pocket time. And I'll be totally honest, my Ontario Rat 1 and D2 Steel gets a lot of pocket time. And like I still go back to that knife a lot and it's like, man, this is the cheapest folder I got, but I still like it a lot too.
Well,
So
and the funniest thing is, I feel like everybody's gonna laugh when I say this because of all the background with the SEs and all the whole transformation through all those knives. I have never even handled a rat folder, the rat one folder. Never even had one in my hand before.
the Rat One is actually, I think, a pretty decent folder. Has a liner lock, but and I've had a few knives with liner locks, and I'm not a big fan of liner locks, but the one on the Rat One is actually pretty solid. I had one liner lock. It was a Kershaw Blur, and the liner broke on me, and it folded up on my hand, and like I for a long time I just wouldn't even touch a liner lock just because of that. But then I kind of realized Kershaw kind Kershaw makes some great knives and they make some like really chintzy Walmart budget knives too. And it's kind of some of those Walmart budget ones that you kind of got to stay away from in
Well,
my
their bug out killer, that it's not the Kershaw Leak, it's the Kershaw Bel Air, maybe.
Yeah, that one
I
actually
would
looks pretty.
try it, dude. I
Yeah, that
really
one
do.
actually looks pretty nice. I was looking at some of them and they had like aluminum scales on them and stuff like that, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, that one actually looks pretty nice. Um, I like the Benchmade, copy Axis style lock, but to be totally honest, I think I like the Shark lock even better than I do the Benchmade lock.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. It's really funny that you say that because I do happen to have a Benchmade bug out just for the shits. But I do not have a single knife anymore in my collection with the Axis lock. I just don't like it.
Hmm.
And Squat Shot. mentioned that his wife was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, and so all of his funds are going to that at the moment. And
Oh,
brother, I
that's
sorry
a
to hear that,
horrible
man.
that's a horrible process to go through. My dad died about 5 years ago, and he had lung cancer, but he didn't even know it until like it just all hit him at once, and then it was by the time he was diagnosed and dead, it was like a couple month time frame.
Well, we'll keep you in our prayers for the rest of the week here. Squat shot. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So,
I've been working on a little special project for Gabe, guys. This is the Hunter XXL, but it's not just the Hunter enlarged to a 6 inch. I actually changed the design of the handle, and I've showed it on the channel a few times, but I just wanted to show it once more. This one's in Nitro V, no
I am
choil,
so
dude.
excited for that.
Yeah, it goes in the mail tomorrow, bud. So I hope you enjoy her. Bang on it. You know, let me know if the you have any issues. I left the tip nice and stout, but left it pretty slicey, and it's just really light and carryable, man, and has a little bit of a bird's beak. It's the bird's beak area I kind of took from Aurora Borealis's Wolverine, just a little soft nub right at the end, just enough to get a really nice little
Something
grab
that is
on.
not going to want to fly out of your hands. Yeah, I kind of uh, gave you some ideas on that too. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't know if
did.
I would go as far as saying I collaborated with you on it, but I would
It
say
was a
that
close, yeah.
yeah, I will say that I feel like I helped inspire some things. So one of the blades I'm carrying out with me today is this Aurora Borealis bear claw, and I got some Lucas
Oh, you
Carroll
did.
custom scales on there. So if you guys are interested in some of these custom scales for whatever favorite knife you got, check out Lucas Carroll Customs and use coupon code Last Huntsman, all capital letters, and get you a little friendly discount. But I actually am a bandolier carrying this, and then of course I got my uh, hawk on me, and then I got the Glock 26 ready to go too. So I've been murder murdering raccoons and armadillos and stuff with it. So hey, John, I got something for you. So how
What's
big is
up?
your forge?
How big is the forge?
Like how big can you heat?
It's I just measured it the other day. It's only like 23 inches, I think. But
Okay,
I could put something in there. I was thinking I could probably wedge something in there diagonal at like 24, maybe 24 and a half total.
because me and him's been talking about. I want to do a bush. It'd be like a bigger knife, not like a sword or something, but a bigger bushcraft Kopesh.
Yeah.
And so we might have to conjure something. I think within that
Yeah.
like size range, we if it had like a 12-inch blade and like a about a yeah, I was thinking like a 9 or 12-inch blade. And
Yeah. That's
I do
doable.
agree, squat shot. We do need a moderator.
I
Uh,
know. I
some of these people are like absolutely retarded and ridiculous.
But I
And
don't know why it's like our channels aren't big enough to attract these people. So I don't
you
know
know what
what
I
they
think it is? Is I think
it's probably people from channels that don't like us that have
no, I
nothing
agree.
better
That's
to
what it
do.
is. And the thing
Yeah.
is, too, is Jacob Peterson has shown this before as well. Is you can pay for trolls for like a few dollars, and that like few dollars, they'll just hire a bunch of like Durkistan freaking trolls, and they'll just like hop on your channel, make a quick account, and then just start trolling your channel.
Yeah. As if they couldn't find a better resource to allocate their time to.
Well,
Whew.
so we might be getting into some things too later, but John kind of just showed the Nitro V Hunter XXL, which I'm actually like insanely excited about. I think that's going to be such a great knife. Like I don't even have it in hand, and I'm already going to say I think it's going to be like one of the top knives of 2025 already. But I
Thanks,
have an
man.
announcement to make as well, is I've posted a little bit about it on my social media, Instagram, and just like a short on YouTube. But the Eagle by Very Good Knife Company, that's my design, is becoming a thing. And so I don't have one in hand yet because they're still being made. But basically, the eagle is my hawk blade shape, which is like a more of a EDC size knife, and it's a 6.5-inch blade on the Huntsman handle, and so it's going to be like a large survival tactical kind of sax style blade, which I think is going to be really cool. And I personally think a sax style blade is a highly underrated blade shape.
I do too. After playing with the Hawk for a couple months, I do too. I just
Oh,
wanted to show you a size comparison against your, because you have one of my hunters.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It feels big for a 6-inch blade because it's so broad.
I like a broad blade though. A broad
Yeah,
blade really kind of helps a blade like out past its weight class for sure. And then I need to get some more video going on your little hunter that I have of yours as well. And to Sasquatch shot, um yeah, the Hawk was made for EDC, and I carry my honestly, my Hawk gets more carry than anything else, and it's not just because it's my knife design and everything like that, even though there's no problem with that. It's also I really like the way that blade performs, honestly.
yeah.
And at the same time that we do the Eagle drop, we're doing another drop of Hawks that's gonna be
Nitro V, right?
all Nitro V, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those guys that wanted a Nitro V Hawk, be sure to check that out because I told Very Good Knife Company next time we do um next time we do um oh a Hawk drop, then I
Dude,
would
that's
like.
our third troll in 5-10 minutes now. There's got to be somebody that's out for us again.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he said do a kickflip, and then he
And
said
then my
something.
hog gets more carry than anything else, as in his cock. That's great, man. Thank you for that. Thank
Yeah.
you for the intellectual additive into the live stream. Corny.
I could delete comments all day long though, and
Say,
like
we'll say
anymore, like
something
I'll be
better than
honest.
that. Call me fat, call you a loser in the woods. Do something creative. I don't know.
Well, like I'll be honest though, my tolerance for like stupid comments is like
Hot. It's hot.
yeah, I have no tolerance for it anymore. Even earlier today, I had a guy, and he was like, basically, just like you're a dumb piece of shit. You're batoning in the mud, and it makes it like harder. It's like, well, no shit, it makes it harder. Like I'm still doing it, and it's like if you don't like the way I'm doing something, then do your own freaking video and show me how it's done. Like you know what I mean? Like
You can tell he's a scientist. He needs to go back in the lab, dude. He's got it all figured out.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
Caleb S said, "Oh yeah, the Sunday chat is back. We're
Yeah,
trying, guys. We're
Yeah,
trying."
we're gonna try to keep up on the Sunday chat. Now, I will say, in the next like week or so, maybe 2 weeks max, my videos might be kind of slow to get to, um, because well, I might be slow pumping out videos, and I may or may not be able to do live streams just because I got baby number two on the way, and it's like any time now. So, yeah, I'm going to be busy doing daddy stuff for a bit. So, yeah, obviously that's more important than YouTube, anyways. So,
Oh,
but I'll help with some videos. Yeah. So I'm going to be trying to. So, guys, my twin brother, Kenny, moved up here too with me. And
Kennard,
so I'm going to be trying to give him access to my YouTube channel and let him
that's
upload
cool.
stuff.
That's
So
cool.
we might have to insert some of those Lord of the Rings memes where it's like, oh, now it's time for Faramir to take over, when this is Boromir. Yeah, Boromir is kind of like taking a step away for a little bit, and
Love it.
and
Yeah. Squat Shot said, "Heavy Set, is there a way to get a hold of you?" Yeah, just message me on Instagram. But my Instagram is Heavy Set Knife Co., not Heavy Set Tactical. Or email me at heavysettactical@gmail.com.
Yeah, and if you guys ever need to get a hold of me, emailing me or Instagram messaging me would probably be the best. But if you just had to email me, it's last huntsman 777 at gmail.com. So yeah, there's that. So now that we made a couple announcements, do you want to kind of go into a little bit of a drama that's kind of been plaguing the knife world as of late, or do you want to really not even delve into that?
Well, you know, I think just like you and anyone else that knows me, oh, very good knife company. Welcome, brother. We were just
Dude,
talking
we
about
were
this.
just talking about the eagle, and we're so excited about it. And then I was also mentioning the other hawk drop. My twin brother has his hawk. I got my hawk, and of course, my hawk. I took a round file and did some filing work on it, which actually adds a lot of texture to it
I
as
just
well.
got goon tape on mine.
Yeah, he just
I'm
wrapped his up in goon tape. So,
I'm finally getting my walkabout, Gabe,
oh, nice, nice. I was
soon
gonna
this
say if
week.
you ever need me to, I could send you a walkabout, but
Yeah, it's just it's time. I need to just buy it and get it over with.
although, I mean, there's going to be a eagle drop before too long, so I mean, you might save those funds for an eagle if you wanted to.
um, but yeah, you know, I think anyone that really has gotten to know me on here knows that I don't like to I just don't like the drama, and I
No,
wish
I
we could
don't
go
either.
without.
I
But
I personally got better shit to worry about with my time than drama. And here's the thing too: is there's a couple YouTube channels and supposed knife reviewers that's how they get their clicks and their views is drama, because they know that YouTube prioritizes drama over anything else, because YouTube doesn't care anything about a knife review. They really
well,
don't.
and there's this dude. I'm not going to mention his channel, but there's this dude that all he does is like is start stuff with other YouTubers, and then he gets so enthralled and so nuclear upset that people are involving him in drama, and I'm like, you're starting a fire in your backyard, dumping gas all over the place, and then bitching that your toes are burning. It doesn't make any sense. How do you not see that you're the one creating the drama for yourself? You know what I mean?
Well, it- it's kind of like I said, drama sells. It's just like a lot of the YouTubers anymore, and they all like do the same thing of like, um, like act all like excited with a knife on their like thumbnails, and it's like, dude, that's so freaking gay. Like I don't care if my channel goes to like shit and nobody watches it. Like I'm not gonna be that gay and make like some like I'm fake excited for like
What you gotta do? Like the mouth open, like
well, that's what I was just yeah, like that's what I was just like imitating.
it's like what are you doing? Like
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks so soy boy, and I'm never gonna do that. Like
The
I'll delete my own freaking channel
The
before I
only
do
time
that.
you and I ever came close to clickbait was when you did that live thumbnail that was Brokeback Mountain with the MKC logo. And dude, it's so funny because like what you're exactly talking about is me taking this super expensive RMJ trench dagger and putting a picture online, and the caption says, "Is it a piece of shit or did it break?" Like get the fuck out of here, dude.
or let a Peterbilt knife guy hammer it through a nail or something.
Joe
Right.
Daddy's a degenerate loser too. And
Yeah.
oh, by the way, Joe Daddy, you're gay. Nobody likes you. So,
Yeah.
eh, but anyways,
Hmm. You look like a skinny version of Richard Simmons. That's a first.
yeah, I don't really see
I
that. I
assume
mean,
he's talking about you because my damn head takes up the whole screen. You can't even see the rest of my body. He ain't talking about me, Gabe.
yeah, these channels that are in pass around and aren't allowed to use it. Well, I'm not sure what he's talking about there.
Yeah. That's kind of a funny sentence. I was just reading that.
But
You know, I have not heard much about the CPM steel situation, and I have been really chomping at the bit. I actually was able to procure. I told you this morning. I was able to purchase 3 big bars of Magna Cut to save
yeah,
for some special projects. And guys, for folders and EDC knives, running Magna Cut at 63, like I did for the hunter I sent Peterbilt knife guy. I know he cuts a lot, and I want him to have the edge retention. But I was telling Gabe, my favorite experience with Magna Cut was actually when back in the day when Survive was doing a low hardness at like 60 to 61, because you still had good edge retention, but the toughness was so much greater than if it was up towards 64, and it wasn't as brittle. And I want to make some hardcore hard use, like 6 and 8 inch blades with those bars of Magna Cut. I think I'm gonna do like some special things with them.
yeah, I think that'll be cool, or even like maybe a Hunter XL or something, or a Hunter XL and Magna Cut might be kind of neat too.
Yeah, Squat Shot said that they get passed around knives. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah,
And
okay,
they
I
can't do
thought that's what he was
anything.
talking about, but I wasn't
Yeah,
quite for
they can't
sure.
do anything with them. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's kind
Well,
of a catch
like
22.
to me, it's not really like much of a quote review if you don't actually use it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I see a lot of channels and they're doing like quote a review, and it's just basically like hands on a screen.
Hands and a knife for 45 minutes. Oh, I just unboxing this knife here. I'm gonna do a review on it and tell you all about it. It's a really awesome knife, and it's
Like, how do you know it's an awesome
you
knife?
just twirled it in your fingers for a little bit.
Like
Dude, you guys should do a series of videos like every Thursday or every Friday where you're standing here and Kennard's standing right behind you, and you guys for a 60-second short are just tearing apart like a very specific knife, just talking crap, going back and forth for like 60
I
seconds.
don't know, we might have to do that with the Omega.
Oh, dude. He said Ghost said no vaping. This is the dumbest thing anyone could ever do, and it is absolutely ridiculous that I still partake in it. I smoked cigarettes for a long time when I was younger, and then stopped for a couple years. So yes, it's giga gay, and I should not be doing it because there's probably like fentanyl in this thing or some mind-numbing chemical that the government uses to subjugate us. But
Well,
I've
you
had
do.
this crazy conspiracy thing going on for a hot minute. Okay. So
tell
there's
us,
all these
Ben.
like head shops everywhere. Like, every state you go to now has head shops. Okay, are they really growing that much green, or is that some synthetic THC concocted poison that they're
Right.
selling?
It's weird. It's weird that I can go to a vape store and buy. My friend was just telling me his son went to a vape shop and he bought Delta 9 or Delta 8 THC stuff, which is like, fully legal to sell at gas stations. And his son ingested it, not thinking anything of it, that it would be a, normal strength. And he got so intoxicated, he had like a real bad episode. And I was so upset by that because they put this shit in these stores and these kids can go and get it and then drive on it or do,
Oh yeah,
hurt themselves with it.
exactly. Me personally, I'm a
I'm so
very
against medical marijuana. I'm sorry. I just
sober-minded guy, so like I don't
yeah,
even. Every great once in a while, I have like a beer or like a shot of scotch or something, and that's
yeah.
about it. Like,
Those are my only two exceptions for vices other than this, but I'm telling you, man, I just I respect people that used to be able to get it when they had cancer and stuff. My uncle, he was dying of prostate cancer. He was way too far gone and knew it, and we'd helped ease his pain, and I'll forever be thankful for that. But to give it to any random, you can get papers signed now in the state of Pennsylvania and get your medical marijuana card at the age of 16. And I'm telling you right now, There isn't a person on this planet that hates that fact more than I do. It is
Yeah. Well, it's
absurd.
just I'll be honest. Like way back in the
Instead of making your kid go out and play in the woods more, getting them off the video games, getting them out of the house and getting them active to get natural endorphins build up and make neural pathways for exercise and natural endorphins, you freaking blast weed in his mouth. Get out of here.
Well,
That's
and
like
it's is
child
it
well,
even
abuse.
weed?
yeah, well, yeah. Is it even weed at this point? But
Right.
also, my thing is too is like I'll be honest. When I was like high school, college, I was kind of like a hippie, type of dude. But then, like, back then, I felt like okay, I could take like a couple puffs and go run around in the woods and go camping and stuff like that. And now the crap is so like freaking potent that I don't know if I want to lay around for 3 days, damn near stoned out of my mind. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Well, kind of
and
like
I
what
do agree. I think weed is safer than alcohol. Like,
I
I,
agree. I agree for a few things, yes, but like if you're 30 and you work your ass off and come home at night and want to smoke a joint, I'm fine with that. It's these doctors that are getting super uber rich off of giving it to 16-year-olds when they just need to stop playing video games and hit the gym once in a while to get natural
exactly.
endorphins.
Like instead of addressing the issue for the 16-year-old, instead it's like oh, just smoke some weed and oh, take
pop
some
some pills and
pop some pills and oh, you're a little confused. Okay, let's just take some hormones and we'll cut your dick off. Like
How did we get here, dude? We really went on a spiral.
yeah, I honestly think Babylon needs to burn though, but that's a totally different topic. So, do you want to get into the Steve Kari thing, or you want to leave that topic alone for now?
Well, I want to leave it alone, but I would be remiss if I didn't comment. I I'm sure there's some people that were wondering if we were going to comment, but it comes down to this, right? And I think I had this conversation with some of my buddies that that may have had taken issue with Steve in the past. When I interacted with Steve, he was always literally trying to be a positive angle of my fresh knife company. Tried to give me really good advice. Shot a bunch of videos on his processes and tried to help me out. He tried to warn me about the survive thing. I never saw that side of him, and to tell you the truth, man, I was really let down to see the interaction between him and Witty on the live, and him get very get really over aggressive and tried to spin it as though you know
He tried to almost like flip the whole script and act like
and make
he
Witty
was.
out to be the bad guy for defaming his character. And like I understand, like he was upset and someone was coming after his name. I do understand that, but like it was really a shame to see uh uh the way that he handled that. I think all he had to do was have the guy on for 30 seconds and say, "Look, I made a mistake. This can happen in production, and my money's messed up right now. So it happened. I'm sorry, but I will get you that money."
Well,
Period.
and that's what
One
I've said to
sentence.
some of my
I was
friend circle.
upset at the way he handled it, very much so.
Yeah,
I was really let down.
so this is how what I said to some of my friend groups and stuff is I was like, if you just came out and said like, "Hey, I fucked up. I'm
Right.
sorry, and I'm gonna try to make this right one way or another," I think this would have been a nothing burger. Honestly, nobody would
Me
even give
too.
it.
I agree very much so. I think
Like
it would
it
have
would
been
have
a
already been water under the bridge. But
yes.
I think he made it 100 times worse because he's such an arrogant, narcissistic asshole that he basically is incapable of admitting fault. And
I'm
then
sorry, Gabe. He was absolutely unequivocally so far out of line in his aggressive and dare I say pretty immature and childish response to the whole thing. Because like the first thing I said to in the comments, I said, "Well, shit, I ordered a knife from Steve. He messaged me back 10 seconds later." And hooked me up with the knife. I had it 2 days later, so I didn't have any problems even buying something from Steve because I wanted to check out his work. But like when it comes down to it, man, the the phone call thing with Whitty was just, I think it was really beneath Steve, just as a maker, as a human,
Well,
to
and
have reacted that way.
I will
And I didn't
also
like
say
it.
too is I don't think people would have even gave a shit if he was cool and friendly with everybody. But the fact that he tries to start fights and tries to start shit and he tries to slander other knife makers' name into the dirt to
Yeah.
put them out of business. And he's even said that I'd like to see these guys go out of business and stuff. And some people are just shitbags and they deserve it, but at the same time, when it's just some small guy in the shop like he is, then that is really kind of a disgusting mentality. The guy we're talking about is Canola Oil Steve, as I refer to him as. Uh, and
No, where do you come up with this shit? I love it. Dude, I can't. Oh my god. Canola oil Steve. Holy shit. I did
well, he's
not think
not a
of this.
real olive oil Italian, so he's a fake canola oil
Dude, that's the
Italian.
greatest thing. Oh my god.
But anyways,
What's up, Nate? Sorry, my buddy just hopped in here. I haven't seen him for years. He was that one of my best buddies, man. I always looked up to him like a brother because my brother was a little strange. It's good to see you, Nate.
But I also heard that you might be sending Steve Kari knife to freaking Jacob Peterson.
Jacob's one of those guys, I think before he talks about Steve's work, he wants to have one in hand. So I have one, and I'm gladly send it over.
And Jeremy Hopkins hopped in, and he's does great channel and stream and all that good stuff. Thank you, Jeremy. That's appreciated for sure. Is
Yeah,
that the
thanks, Jeremy.
Hunter XXL Nitro
Yeah,
V?
dude, guys, this is the one I made Gabe out of Nitro V the other day. This is my first prototype of a knife over 5 inches in blade length. So it came out, dare I say, it came out pretty good. It's a little square and upright. I need to add a little flare and contour, but for a first prototype, I'm excited for you to get it, dude. I think you're really gonna like it. I wish I had good Kydex for it though, so you could paracord wrap it and really make it like a field knife. But
I might have to play around with some Kydex maybe
yeah,
in the
I
future.
made a Kydex sheath for it. It's just the guys. I could make a knife through and through in my sleep. I'm telling you, I make a really decent knife for being under a year in my knife making journey. And I'm telling you, Kydex is a whole nother animal. Anyone will tell you, pressing Kydex in your garage,
Yeah,
it
Kydex.
takes time.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a reason why there's specific Kydex makers out there.
right.
Now, couple things. Jason Shive, however you pronounce that, asked when are you going to make a Warncliffe, and um,
I've
I'll
been, dude. I'm
I will
telling you.
say I have a couple Warncliffe designs myself through Very Good Knife Company. If you
Yeah,
want, and he's coming out with a large, like 6.5 inch Warncliffe. So, which is my design, the Eagle, and a Very Good Knife Company is still in here. I don't know if he's still. Well, he was in here earlier, but if he's still in here, I'd be kind of curious. What's your thoughts on like a larger Nitro V knife like John has there? He has that Hunter XXL and Nitro V. I'm just kind of curious if you ever considered doing like a walkabout or maybe an Eagle or something in Nitro V, if you ever considered something like that.
and I'm telling you, man, Jacob was the one at guys. We're talking about Jacob at Very Good Knife Company. He's the one that really. I watched his test video. Like, Jacob, when I first got that Adventure Junior from you, or no, when I first got Gabe's original design from you, I the Slammer. I literally went and watched all your content, and I found that Nitro V hard use, that Nitro V torture test video, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" Definitely surprised me. So that's what turned me on to Nitro V.
Yeah, I will be honest. Some of my favorite knife steels, like as I like go through my knife journey and keep trying to play with stuff, and everything. I will say, very good knife companies. Nitro V is one of my favorite knife steels. I will say, Allen with Primitive Bear Knives is doing great with AEBL. I'm actually pretty impressed with his AEBL. I will say, um, ADCRV2
I
from
was gonna say crusty 80.
Crusty and Trusty ADCRV2 is kind of hard to beat. And very good knife company does some really great work with ADCRV2. And
Yeah, I got my adventure in my pack there, and it's a little tank.
yeah, and another one that I'm very impressed with as far as steels go is, actually I got it right here on me, is that good old Bowler K329 from Work Tough Gear. Honestly, I will say I like Bowler K329 more than I even do, um, CPM 3V, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I think I like the Bowler K329 better overall.
Well, and you know that the one thing I always come back to, Gabe, is like, you and I get rounds in with these steels, but when it comes down to a scenario like that with 3V and K329, which I'm telling you, I agree. Their K329 is like a staple hard use. It has that like backbone tried and true that thing that 3V had for us for all these years. I would love to see, like, if I made a work tough, because I've been playing with 3V. I if I could make like a work tough gear size knife in the same thickness and same convex edge in 3V to have you put against K329,
I'm
it'd be
rolling
way
out.
cool.
Brother Kenny's heading out,
See you, Kenny.
and there's the little guy.
See you, little guy.
I'll have my little guy out here before too long. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
Looks like
trying
it's
to.
warm down there, Gabe.
It for whatever reason it was like 60 a couple days ago, and then it got down to like 30, and then like today it got back up to like 50s today. So, and Missouri Survival hopped on here. He has a great channel. He's
I've
still.
been watching his channel because of you.
Yeah, Missouri Survival has a good channel. He's getting a lot more into like preparedness stuff and other things like that. And I've done, I think, one or two live streams with him. So be sure to check him out. And Peterbilt Knife Guy has hopped in, which we all know Peterbilt Knife Guy. He's I think famous for cutting toilet paper rolls and nails now. So
I think he had a little bit of a spell on that drag show too, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he would pass very well with that beard. He doesn't show the beard
I
off very often though.
don't think I've ever seen him in anything but overalls. I don't know if he can fashion show with overalls, but if there was one son of a bitch that could, it would be Peterbilt Knife Guy.
I actually have two eagles coming to me before too long. Um, oh that knife has been around, huh?
Dude, I couldn't let it go, man.
Yeah, that
This is
knife.
Gabe's.
I
This is
actually
Gabe's original.
three knives that I kind of bounced around in the Marines when I was still in the Marines was the BK7, and that was kind of when my like knife journey kind of began. Really, I started because I was a sword nerd before I was a knife nerd,
Yeah.
and the that Tops Silent Hero was one of the knives that I got, and it was like my first Grail knife. Honestly, was
Dude,
the
it's a
Top
great
Silent.
knife.
Yeah,
Slicey son of a gun. I forgot how thin it was, dude. It's a
yeah.
razor.
The Tops, like I got mixed feelings on Tops, but in general, I feel like a lot of their knives are kind of mall ninja sword
A little
wannabe
bit.
thing. Yeah, but I will say the Silent Hero is one of their best knives that they've ever done.
Well, and funny enough, man, the top silent hero guys, like if you've always wanted to pull the trigger on one, you got to. It's just one of those knives, and the leather it comes with is not that bad. But the top silent hero and the tops bob in 154, man, that was a tank for me. Oh
Yeah,
man. I can't wait to get some reps in on
So
this thing.
Jason said he remembers when I got that tops knife. So Jason, you've been following the channel for like 10 years, which I have to give you kudos because that that tops knife I've had it for quite a while. Warm up a
Yeah.
little bit by a little bit. It's mostly just coals now, but
When I go out to shop tomorrow morning at like 6, I'm gonna turn that heater on and I'm gonna try just a couple more tries at doing a kydex sheath for this. So I'll send the leather and the kydex to you tomorrow by the end of the day.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And are you trying to do a taco or a pancake
A
type of?
taco.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm trying to do this exact run of the mill nice thumb ramp. I love tacos, dude. And
Yeah, I
I
like.
used to be all about the pancake when it came to the larger knives. I liked the lashing on either side. You know, it's one of those things where you can really, if you were in that necessity, you could do a lot of things with that sheath. But dude, the thumb ramp, it just makes so much sense to me. It's just so simple and just
Yeah,
work.
I will say it depends on the knife and the knife size.
Yeah,
So for that size, I kind of start to like a top or a pancake sheath over
right.
a taco. But
Yeah.
then for like something EDC size, I definitely like a taco.
And it's funny you said that because I remembered I just got hit with a lightning bolt. I've been trying to do tacos for that, and they weren't coming out right for some reason. I'm gonna try a pancake because I'm actually a
Yeah,
lot better at doing
dude, I
pancakes.
do a
Yeah,
pancake for it. I
I
think a
will.
pancake would be awesome because then it would be easy to paracord wrap it and stuff and do like my setup like how I like to for that size of knife.
Jason said one of his favorite tops knives is the Tex Creek XL, and dude, everyone that those were the two. Everyone told me to when I was young to try the Tex Creek XL and the Longhorn Bowie, and I've never handled one of either. Peterbilt Knife Guy was a big fan of the Longhorn Bowie for a while.
Yeah, I had a Tops Tex Creek XL and I like the blade was phenomenal on the Tex Creek XL, but the handle was so narrow. And mind you, I have medium-sized hands. So I don't have like even large hands, but the handle was so narrow and thin on it that it just kind of I'll let you handle my Longhorn. No homo.
I didn't know you raised cattle.
But yeah, that was my only issue with the Tops Tex Creek XL is it was just such an insanely thin handle on it that I felt like if they just beefed up the handle, then um it would have been a much better knife. But the blade on it was awesome. Like I sometimes think about buying another Tops Tex Creek XL, and the sheath was awesome too. I didn't. Um I'm kind of mixed feelings on leather sheaths, but the leather sheath on the Tops Tex Creek XL was actually really nice.
Well, and sadly, man, I went with the Badger Claw sheaths because they are very sturdy and just good hard use sheaths. But
I'm very
I went with them, but you know me, I almost always prefer Kydex. I
yeah.
just, so I'm gonna start doing a lot more Kydex.
I like Kydex, but I'm okay with leather if it's more of like an a mid-size outdoor woods knife, if that makes any sense. But anything for EDC, it's just like I'm a big fan of the Reef Circadian, but I didn't really, and it has a Badger Claw sheath, and I think the sheath is decently well done on it. I think Peterbilt Knife Guy kind of pointed out a issue with it, but um oh I feel like that sheath, the Circadian, needed a Kydex sheath personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Missouri Survival said I better get some better cash flow so I can quit buying clones. Yeah. So I tell people this all the time. If you are like really strapped for cash and you just want like a solid knife that is gonna like just work good. I've done a few videos on the Cold Steel SRK, and a lot of times I can find them on Midway USA for like sub $50 even.
Yeah, that's a hell
And
of a deal.
yeah, and I personally like them, and they got the more premium one in CPM 3V. I'm not a big fan of Cold Steel's 3V, honestly. I'm just perfectly happy with their um SK5 steel one.
I actually, I really, really, um, Peterbilt knife guy got one of my hunters, and he modded out his sheath and made it, his. And I liked. It's funny because it's so strange. It's the certain knives like it's a hard example. Like my hunter, it's a knife that makes sense in leather. It's a knife that's a great kind of daily user, or you could actually use it as a hunting knife and really comfortable in hand. And it makes sense to be in a leather sheath. I think it looks good in them. I had them cut them nice and low so you could get your hands on there. Because I don't like when sheaths are up to like here. It really bothers me.
Yeah, it
But
gets a little too deep.
but
Honestly,
so
so I
you want?
got
Oh,
a
that's what I was gonna say. The problem, Gabe, is, and maybe you could help me find someone, source someone. My problem is guys, I make these knives by hand, so every from the start to finish. So every one might be different by like a couple of thou, and the shape of the front of the guard might be a little different on each one. So I can't just get like 100 sheaths made for the hunter. So I need someone where I can tape these blades up real nice and send them a box of like 20 of my knives that I made and have them make kydex for each one and send them back. Cause
well,
but that's
I
hard.
will say, Jacob with Very Good Knife Company makes some really awesome kydex. I'm actually very impressed with his kydex. So I don't know if he wants to be
Do
making
that
kydex
much,
for you.
right? But I wish you would, because I do love his kydex, man. It is
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
something
his
about your
kydex,
hawk.
like I think every knife maker can learn from Jacob with Very Good Knife Company, or maybe one of these days you might have to. I mean, he seems like he's motivated for it. So, what do I think of the Bussy Team Gemini knives? Me and John both tested that out. John lended me his, and I tested it out on my channel. And I'll be honest, I've
You were
tried
a
a
little
few,
let
but
down, weren't you?
I've never really been like such a Bussy fanboy in all honesty. Like I think their ergonomics is like retarded basically.
It's kind of
And
1990
yeah,
ergonomics
well, it's
too.
like just three bulbous looking things, which is just kind of weird. And then it just I don't know. I felt like it just was a really thick edge and everything like that. Like the shape and the design of it is really cool.
It is a cool
But
looking knife, yeah.
now, Very Good Knife Company is offering to teach you to make kydex.
Well,
So,
him and I had some discussions about it, but I never pushed because I know he's in the middle of a move and stuff, and like, I'm having a hard enough time keeping track of my little shop out there without moving it and having a million more orders than I know.
what I
So I
would
didn't
think
want to
would probably
bother
be the
him.
easiest thing for you guys to do is maybe like
Like, get on a
video
lot, get
chat
on
with
a
each other.
yeah.
Yeah, video chat with each other and just have them like walk you through it or something. Yeah, Armitage
So
Carry does really good kydex. And I also do have a coupon code with Armitage Carry if you like those sheaths. It's Last Huntsman, all capital letters, all one word. The
I
only
love
thing
Armored
is
Spirit.
trying to get him to keep up with m- making knives for a production company because here's the thing, John's knives are handmade, and so he can't just send him one hunter and
Yeah,
then
that's the
Armitage
problem.
can make a whole bunch of sheaths for it because each hunter is individually ground, and so it's going to be slight variances and differences. So what he'd have to do is send every single knife, and that just gets kind of it gets expensive and it gets just not
Yeah.
really worth doing at a certain point.
And I'd be that guy where like I would ship them. And dude, I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you having problems with shipping, but I know you're having a situation right now with UPS that's pretty critical. But I would be that guy to send out 20 goddamn knives and have them disappear for like a month, and
Yeah,
I would
I've been
freak
dealing.
out.
I want to. Oh, I'm not very happy with USPS right now. You know my whole
Yeah.
situation right now, but yeah, that's very frustrating. Okay.
Peterbilt Knife Guy said make him an option on your website to where if someone wants a sheath, it goes, I would send it to Very Good Knife Company, then he would send it to the customer. That is actually a really cool idea. I really like that. I do. I think I want to. I think if in a situation like that, I'm so caught up with getting this website out from the Spencer guy, getting my website live very soon, and I'll keep you guys up to speed on that, and getting this first drop or two out. You know what I mean? Just getting the wheels greased a little bit and having a little bit of income. Then I'll be able to make better decisions on that stuff long term.
Yeah. Well, I will
It's
say
a good
I've
idea.
learned a thing or two um
Okay,
on Kydex making. That would probably be the best option overall.
give me
Liam.
give me 2 seconds. I gotta grab something.
Okay, I'll just answer a question here in the comments here. Liam Roughtone asks, "Would you say bussy knives are worth the money?" Honestly, I'm gonna say no. And that's just my opinion. And there's some guys that are like hardcore Bussy fans and they love Bussy knives and all that good stuff. I think
Right.
Bussy knives are kind of dated and
Very.
just their style and their construction and materials and everything like that. But I
This is why
also,
I got up.
yeah, and I also think that for the money, because you're spending, five, $600+
And you
for.
don't even get a sheath with it.
No, you don't even get a sheath with it.
That is
And
1990 concept of shipping a knife without the sheath. I just
yeah,
don't even understand it.
yeah, and then it comes with like this insanely thick edge that ain't really good for anything, and it's like, well, it's a utility edge. It's like a utility edge is meant to be able to cut something. You can't even cut anything with that. And me personally, for that kind of money, there's a lot of other knives I would rather buy.
Okay. You served me a slam dunk here. So guys, you got a $515 fixed blade that comes wrapped in cardboard on the blade. No sheath, just came just like this. And then I had to get $127 sheath from OS Kydex, who's overseas, because I couldn't find one US based that would do it. So I was like, okay, I'll go with OS Kydex. They make really great Kydex. So there is roughly 630 right here, $630. For the exact same price, you can get the TRC Millie Curie, which is as premium of a combat knife as you could ever frickin' have. Steel butt cap, amazing milling on the handles, just beautiful fit and finish. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And
Well,
I know
and like here's the thing
Gabe
that gets
wasn't
me about
too
the.
well,
Oh,
Gabe wasn't too crazy about the handle and stuff on the TRC Apocalypse. But guys, right now these TRC Apocalypses with amazing kydex, these are ready to go in LMAX, which would stand up to the Bussy stuff. I think just very similar. It might not be as tough because Bussy runs their Infi steel very soft, so it's very tough. I do know that,
well, they
but
also have like insanely thick edges too,
you
so
can
it's
get
like,
these right now on DLT Trading. This is the belt satin version, but you can get the nice stonewash one with black micarta that looks very similar to this right on DLT Trading for like 520. Comes with a sheath all ready to go. So yeah, I
or
think
for
Bussy's
that
way out.
money, or for that money, you can buy a John with Heavy Set Knife Co. Knife for a lot less, or
You could
you could
buy
buy a
two.
very good.
Yeah.
You could save your money and
You
buy a
could
good
buy one of
one.
mine and one of
Yeah,
Jacob's.
you could buy one of mine and one of John's for that
Yeah.
money, and
Right.
and that's the thing too is uh the shit. I just lost my train of thought. The Bussy, for the money, it costs more for it than even a lot of handmade knives, and it's a production knife. It's not like it's some like handmade knife or something like that. And
Right.
Lost Trail X asked if how's the K329 handling up. I've
We were
always
just
had
talking about that.
yeah, K329 is a great steel. I've always liked that. And then Edward earlier thanked me for recommending the LT5. So the LT5 I think was one of the best knives that I tested last year. It's the Schwarz LT5 in A2 tool steel. I've recommended that one to you before, John.
Yeah, several times
Yeah,
actually.
several times. And I even convinced Jacob Peterson to get one, and he got one and then like instantly messaged me like as soon as he opened it out of the box. He's like, "Dude, I know what you're saying with this knife. Like, damn." And I was like, I know, like and there's nothing wrong with A2 tool steel. Honestly, I like A2 tool steel. Um Falknev, I'm not a big Falkneven
Yeah.
fan personally. They're kind of one of them that like I think they're okay, but I don't think their price reflects what you're actually getting. And
The sheaths are just a deal
the
breaker too.
sheaths are like absolutely atrocious, and the knives are okay. And to me, for the money, you can get a lot more knife for.
But
Or
with such a following, my Falkneven reviews get a shitload of views.
well, you know what
And
I think it is I
with
think
such a with such a following, I don't understand why every single person who reviews one says, "Yeah, as far as the sheath, I literally would rather have it wrapped in a trash bag, cutting my leg every 6 minutes." So I don't know why they haven't changed it. I just don't get it.
they
Like,
don't give a shit. And I
right.
think some of that Falkneven following too is a lot of European audience, and they don't have access to a lot of the same stuff that we do. And so then like the best knife they can get without a permit from daddy government that they worship is a Falkneven basically.
Guys, the Falkneven A1. Right now I just saw it. It's $219 in VG10. And I For a winter knife, I love the Falkneven A1. I got an Armitage carry sheath for it for like 65 bucks, and the Falkneven for 219. I think it's a fantastic survival knife. Carbs well, super thick, never gonna actually break. It's very durable and it's one of my favorite. It's like what you wish the Cold Steel SRK was. So I do like some Falknevens, but I don't have any information about their LMAX or experience with their LMAX. But he said, I heard there's a long wait for the bussies when you order it. And you know what's really funny, guys? I heard the same thing. And when I ordered this, I told Gabe I was really blown away. When I ordered this, it said you have a 3 to 6 month potential wait, and you had to click the box that you understand that when you bought it. Mine came in 2 weeks, so it was, and it was a made to order one. It wasn't a pre made one.
uh
So it got here very fast.
Peterbilt knife guy asked a certain question. I'm not going to repeat it on the live stream here, but I'm going to say it's on the calendar. I haven't figured out when, like exactly time of day, but
Gotta check flight
I
schedules.
got a date set. All right. But well, John, it's been just right over an hour. I like to try to keep these at about an hour. I gotta get home and check on the family and stuff, anyways. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and um, thank you all for hopping on. Me and John's gonna try to keep up on these Sunday live streams pretty regularly. It's just we're both so busy. I know he's cranking out knives as quickly as he can, and I'm dealing with a wife and second baby on the way like any day now type of thing. So it's just kind of how it is. But thank you all for coming on, and be sure to check out John with Heavy Set Knife Co now, and his knives that's going to be coming out, his website soon. And
The website goes live in the next 7 to 10 days, probably about a week from now. He said he needed a couple extra days because he had some other things going on. But my first drop's going to be in about 2 weeks, so I'm really excited.
yeah, and of course, check out Very Good Knife Company. Like I said, he has the Eagle being produced, which is going to be like a mid to large um sax style survival knife, and
Heck
he's
yeah,
gonna have
buddy.
and he's going to have a drop of the Hawks, which a lot of people really liked the Nitro V Hawks. He's going to have just an all Nitro V drop of Hawks before too long as well. So be sure to check that out. And I think he's going to be coming out with the Hawks in different colors this time too. So last time we did, I think, brown, green, and black. I think this time we're going to be doing, I can't quite remember. I think it's like burgundy and something, a couple other different colors. But
Gabe, watch that leather sheath, because dude, I put that new Tormec T8 I got for sharpening. Bro, this thing is so goddamn sharp. You're gonna be like, holy shit, it's a lightsaber. It is
hmm.
terrifyingly sharp.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I'm definitely eager for that one. I might have to let Peterbilt borrow it along with the Eagle as well, type of thing. But thank you guys for hopping on. I gotta get home. So you all have a good day, and thank you for coming on to the live stream.
Safe travels, Gabe.
Yep.